Hey everyone, thanks for tuning in today. On this episode of Spice Wars, we're going to be doing some Star Wars merch. This is going to be the stuff basically that I've kind of accumulated. Most of it is for The Mandalorian and Episode 9. Some of it was Force Friday pickups, and then it's kind of ever since then until now. So we'll start with some just small, little stuff. We got this here. So the makers of this, it was a weird one. It's called Uncle Milton Basic Fun. So basically it's blind bag lightsabers. I found them at Walmart. So they're just like a little, blind pouch, and there's a few different people's lightsabers. They basically come carded inside like a model would, so you snap them together and put the little batteries in that come with it, and it looks a lot better in the dark, I promise, but it lights up pretty decently, comes with a little stand, and it's perfect that I happen to get Kylo Ren, because I have a Kylo Ren Focus in my collection that I'll get to in another video. So there's that one, which I thought was pretty cool. And then I got a couple of the carded figures too. We got X-Wing Luke. These are kind of like, Hasbro kind of redoing like the Kenner figures that they used to do. Some of the original figures, were all the Kenner figures. So I grabbed X-Wing Luke. Also grabbed the new Sith Jet Trooper. I don't know if you've seen in one of the trailers, it shows that that's why they're called Jet Troopers, because they fly now. So I had to grab, the carded Sith Jet Trooper. And then we've got these other carded figures out here. So these are pretty cool. Hasbro did a thing that they've never done before, which was they made gold figures. They're all carded figures. Essentially, we've got from my left over here, New Hope, Empire, and Return of the Jedi. 2 figures for each. And then the cool part about these ones is actually not the figures themselves are cool. It's the first time Hasbro's done the gold like that. But what is very cool about them is if you set up the cards kind of side by side and all 3 of them together, they make a really cool mural. It's like a holographic mural. So I thought that was honestly one of the cooler things I've seen them do with packaging in quite a while, so I had to have those. Also found those. I went out like midnight shopping for Force Friday. They didn't have nearly as much stuff out at any of the stores as I thought they would, but I grabbed what I could, and those gold Hasbro figures were one of those finds at midnight. This was probably my favorite Black Series find that I happened to pick up for Force Friday. They did a few of like the first release, first to market. They're calling them a first edition with the sticker there, in white boxes, and then they did a couple other really cool ones too. Like I know with Mandalorian, I didn't happen to get it because I saw someone in the store with both in his hand that they had in stock, and he wouldn't let one go. It is what it is. But they were the carbonized Mandalorians that came in a pretty cool metallic pack, and they had a really cool accent on the figure. I just saw that Amazon's doing a carbonized Sith Trooper Black Series that I'm going to try to get my hands on. It's exclusive, I'm pretty sure. It's like $30 for pre-order right now, I believe. So might try to grab that. But there's the First Order Stormtrooper that I happen to get. My buddy Nick works at a GameStop, and he, there was no line anyway. I was the first person in the store, but he gave me a heads up that they had one of these in there, and I went and grabbed it. And then I ended up also grabbing the regular Sith Trooper. I believe I found this one at Target on Force Friday. Just absolutely cool design. Oh, and real quick too, let me go back to the First Order Stormtrooper. The cool thing about these ones, especially for, well, I guess only for out-of-box collectors, because I'm not popping it open personally, but what they did between the last First Order Stormtrooper and the new one is they added multiple points of articulation to this one, so it can actually hold its rifle and blaster and stuff like that now, because they didn't do it correctly on the first Black Series First Order Stormtrooper, so it couldn't even hold some of its blasters and accessories. So there's the Sith Trooper I was talking about. They're brand new for Episode 9. They're essentially, you know, a Stormtrooper, but they've got the red armor, and then they've got some really cool angular cuts to the helmet. It's just a really, really, really mean looking trooper. And then, of course, there's the Sith Jet Troopers that I showed you, like, the carded figure of. They fly now. So then, let's see. We got a few more Black Series figures here. We'll finish up the Episode 9 ones here. Like I said, I've got a Kylo Ren focus in my collection. I've got upwards of 30 or so different Kylo Ren figures throughout, you know, Funko, Hasbro, Kenner, all different things. I've also got, you know, like his Black Series lightsaber back here, and the Black Series helmet, and some other smaller stuff, ships and whatnot. So really like Kylo Ren a lot, so I try to get most of the figures I can. This is Supreme Leader Kylo Ren. Another Target Force Friday find, I believe. And we've got C-3PO. If you've seen the main trailer for Episode 9, you would have seen the scene where 3PO's eyes turn red, and there's a lot of speculation, a lot of theories, of course, but you know, this figure, I believe, it's from somewhere around that scene. It's got the new small character Babu Frick over here. Seems to be like doing little maintenance and mechanic stuff or something like that. But you'll see one thing that my partner actually pointed out to me, because I was just so excited to find this figure. I believe it's a Target exclusive because it's not numbered on the side. That's where I found it. But my partner pointed out that he's got Chewie's strap, bag, and bowcaster. Hopefully he's just borrowing it. But I wouldn't put it past J.J. Abrams to, you know, kill the family pet. So anyway, hopefully not, though. But that's the new 3PO with Babu Frick. And then the last Black Series figure that we'll do today was another one that I found on Force Friday. It was kind of ironic that it was at Target. Like I said, the guy that I saw in there had two of the carbonized Mandalorian figures, which are this same figure, but it's got a really cool kind of metallic, almost like the color of some of his original armor. Spoiler alert if you haven't seen the episodes that are currently out. We're in the beginning of December right now of Mandalorian. This is before he gets his Beskar steel armor. So the box for the carbonized version is kind of like that color of his original armor, but like metallic, and his armor was carbonized, so it's got like a metallic finish to it. Yeah, that was the one that the guy grabbed both of, and unfortunately I was literally seconds late. But I did find a separate display in Target that had a few more figures on it, and I managed to grab the regular Mandalorian, at least from that. Which, if you haven't caught up on the show yet, I believe there are still like a lot of promos to get Disney Plus for almost free or free for a little while, and you can at least catch up to the episodes that are out so far, because it is fantastic. Alright, and I believe the rest of them are going to be Funko, which is, it's the main focus in my collection in general. I just hit 340 Star Wars Funko pieces. I also just took advantage of some of the like Cyber Monday or Cyber Week. A lot of places are doing deals. I found a bunch on Walmart for half price. They did a bunch, sort of like those, these carded, you know, matte gold kind of finish figures, but they did a bunch of the re-release of the old molds of figures, but as that matte gold Funko Pops, Walmart exclusive. So I just ordered, I think, all of those, which are like maybe 6 or so of those, for half price. And then I also ordered the Han and the Millennium Falcon Amazon one, and like a Knight of Ren exclusive from Walmart as well. So I have a bunch more coming. I believe I'm going to just pass 350 pretty soon. So anyway, let's see what we got. Let's get all of these, because these are, for episode 9, we're going to be introduced to the Knights of Ren, which is kind of where Kylo Ren is kind of getting, he gets his name from. So we've got, so far, I have knocked out 4 of, I believe, 6, I want to say. It could be more of the store exclusive, and like Smuggler's Bounty exclusive, and, all of that, so of the Knights of Ren. So they did, I want to say 6 store exclusives of the regular, they each have different weapons. And then there are, I believe they're still on pre-order, but there's what they're calling hematite chrome. So it's like a really cool kind of dark, if you know what hematite, like the stone is, it's like a really dark silvery metal color. And I believe the 6 of those that are coming out are just common, so they'll be available everywhere. So we've got Knight of Ren with the War Club, Hot Topic exclusive here. A pretty cool little pop, got the nice big War Club in it. One of the trailers that came out pretty recently shows a bunch of the Knights of Ren standing around, and if you pause it and look right, you can see, each individual one with their weapons. So here we've got the Scythe one, which was a Funko Shop exclusive, limited edition. This one didn't go very fast, I don't think. I think it didn't really like sell out on Funko Shop. It just kind of was available until the next one popped up. But it's a cool one. They've each got a little bit different shapes to their helmets and stuff too, which is cool. So this one we've got the Smuggler's Bounty exclusive. We're gonna save that actually. So we'll do the GameStop exclusive one we've got here. Again, got a buddy that works for GameStop, and kind of lets me know. He doesn't do it unfair or anything like that, but he lets me know, when a good time to come in and grab some of the exclusives and when the pre-orders are. So thank you again, Nick. This is the Blaster Rifle Knight of Ren from GameStop. Actually really like the helmet on this one too. If you get a better look at some of their helmets, there's like some really cool angular cuts and everything. So this was the latest Smuggler's Bounty box here, which was the Forces of Darkness box. The 2 pops that it came with are pretty cool. You got another Knight of Ren here with the long axe, which is actually, it's one of the cooler weapons, honestly. It's a pretty long handle. You can't really see it, but it's got like a nice axe blade in there. Not sure if these weapons are going to, have a little bit of electricity to them or not, kind of like the Praetorian Guards had and a bunch of other weapons have. We've got also the other pop that came in the Smuggler's Bounty for the Forces of Darkness is Supreme Leader Kylo Ren. This one, different from the common, he's got his hood up over his helmet in this one essentially. Kind of similar to what they did for the Force Awakens back a few years ago with the, I think it was like a Toys R Us. It's up here somewhere, yeah. Yeah, so it's a Toys R Us exclusive. And or maybe a Target, yeah, that's what it was. It was Target exclusive, had like the hood down, and it was so hard to tell that it was even different, but it's got that sticker on it. So all right, so there's a few of the pops that we took care of for this kind of run. Another one of the kind of Kylo Ren focuses that I've got, or pieces for that focus that there is this. I ended up finding at Barnes and Noble recently. They've got a decent selection of pops at most of them, and they've got 2 or 3 different locations within each store that have pops that you can find, and they're organized really well at my location. So it was really easy to find what I was looking for. They weren't kind of scattered everywhere, and like honestly, they were all together by character almost. So they had a few of these. I picked the one with the most decent box. A lot of the larger pops and like the bigger boxes and stuff, you can see there's like some bends and stuff on the bottom. It's hard to get them in a perfect box, but I grabbed what I could. So this is Supreme Leader Kylo Ren in his TIE Whisper. It's a pretty sweet ship. It's got both of the red accents on it. Really sharp, angular, like the TIE Silencer that he had. It's really cool ship. So I thought that was a cool one. Oh, kind of a cool, funny story about this one too is that I use Pop Price Guide to track my collection and see what the values are up to, and all that good stuff. And I noticed when I added this to my collection that when I went to the overview and looked at the number of total pops that I've got in the Star Wars line, that this one didn't show up. It showed up in the Pop Rides line, which a lot of, if there's, say there's characters with like a car, they'll put the character inside the car and they'll call it a Pop Rides, where these ones are, Pop Star Wars. So I actually emailed them and let them know that that was, a little odd, and they have since changed it. So now this one shows up in the regular Star Wars line where it belongs, because it does not say Pop Rides on it, and it never has, and I don't think ever will with the Star Wars line, because they have to be bobbleheads. So it might have something to do with that kind of license. But yeah, cool pop. Kind of cool story. Also, I did get a lot of the commons from The Mandalorian, Episode 9, and I also have gotten almost all of the Jedi Fallen Order pops as well. Well, I mean, I believe there's only a handful of them or so, because there's exclusives or whatnot. But I got the common Cal Kestis in BD1 over there. But this was the Funko Insider Club, so that's like it's like a GameStop exclusive type deal. Yeah, so I grabbed this Purge Trooper. Thought that was pretty cool. I actually haven't got my hands on the game yet. Been busy with a lot of other stuff, but I've heard very good things about it, and I figured I would get the pops out of the way, because they don't do... I don't think they did any pops for Battlefront, so it's cool that they did it for Jedi Fallen Order, so figured I'd get those. Just looking for the second Sister Inquisitor, which is a common. Honestly, I could grab it right now. I will eventually. So there's that. Let's see. Then we've got this 10-inch Dio. This is so cool in my opinion. A lot of people are getting a little sick of the 10-inch pops because they're doing quite a few of them. So far, for Star Wars though, let's see. We've got the 10-inch Porg, 10-inch Wicket, the 10-inch Dio, of course, here. And then there is a 10-inch glow-in-the-dark Supreme Leader Kylo Ren coming out soon. And then, recently announced, again, Mandalorian, spoiler alert. At this point, I don't think it's really a spoiler, because if you're on the internet at all this past few weeks, you know about Baby Yoda, as they're calling him. We'll call him the child. I like that a lot better. So they have announced that they are doing a regular size version and a 10-inch version of the child. Those are due out in March. A lot of times the dates change a little bit, but you can pre-order those right now on some websites and at GameStop and stuff like that. But I thought this Dio 10-inch was really cool. It's a Target exclusive. I've got the Spin Master remote control BB-8 droid, and it's like a third of the size of the real BB-8, so it's it's up there in scale. It's pretty good size. And I put this guy next to him, and they're pretty accurate, I think, for those. So if you were to scale them both up a little bit, they'd be about full size. But I thought this was cool because on Dio, his head is sort of like hovering over his bottom like wheel part of the body, and to kind of show that in here, they used a little clear post in there so you can't see it very well, and then they've got the kind of cable and whatnot connecting to the back and the side. I definitely pulled this out of the box and kind of set it up next to the PPA, and it's really funny to see that big old like blow dryer, hair dryer head bouncing around on there. So yeah, but I thought that was really cool, and I am a fan of the 10-inch pops, so very cool. Especially, I mean, $25 to $30 for that big of a figure, piece of quality vinyl that's pretty cool. So I'll set that one to the side here, and then we'll move on to Futura Labs, which the shirt actually came from this line as well. It's got the Star Wars Futura logo down there. Futura is it's a collab with a graffiti artist. So they did a couple pops. We've got the Boba Fett here, and it's got a multicolored digital camo all over it. It is a Target exclusive. Like I said, it's the Funko collab with Futura Labs. They come in a hard stack, which is really, really cool. They actually come sealed in plastic, which is really cool too. I am probably 90% at least an inbox collector, so I really, really like when things come in a protector, especially a pop stack, which are the nicest ones you can get, and plastic sealed. You can't lie to anybody and say that you haven't taken it out of the box. So that's the Boba Fett with the multicolored digital camo, and then they also did Vader with a bunch of kind of geometric type shapes all over him in like a whitish color. It's also, same as this one, pop stack, Target exclusive, plastic sealed, feature a Funko collab. And as far as I know, they're putting out maybe a handful more in that series as well. I want to say I saw like a Jawa, maybe like an R2, and maybe one or two others. And then they did the 10-inch Futura Boba Fett's. I happened to get my hands on one of the black ones, also Target exclusive. I believe all of the Futura stuff so far with the Funko has been Target exclusives. This one also comes in the inverse of this, so it's red with black accents. Haven't got my hands on that one yet, unfortunately. I'd like to do it in person because shipping these is a pain and costs a little bit usually. But eventually I will get my hands on the red one as well, because I'd like to complete this set and then keep up with the ones that are coming out, soon. But really, really, really cool pops. Like I said, I am a fan of the 10-inch pops, so. Alright, so that is it for those. This one's going to be a little bit special, a little bit different. We are actually going to pull this one out of the box. I obviously do still display this one in the box, but this is the first Funko Star Wars Lights and Sound pop. We got Vader here. And I've also pre-ordered the Kylo Ren, which comes out sometime in the near future. This, though, I had to pull this out of the box. I had to check it out and play with it. It's so cool. If you do take Funko Pops out of the box and you're not experienced with doing it, be very careful. They fit really nicely a lot of times in these plastic inserts that go inside the box. A lot of times they actually click into on the top and bottom. So what you want to do is when you slide it carefully out of the box, you want to click the top and the bottom open and expose the whole pop. And then slowly, kind of bit by bit, I don't know if you saw me do it, but you kind of pull the bottom and head out slowly bit by bit so that you don't separate the head from the body or, tweak anything a little bit on there. So we'll set that to the side, and what is awesome about this one is you press the head, and it's got lights and sounds. When I originally heard about this pop concept, and I heard it was going to be, light up and sounds, obviously being Vader, I knew it was going to have his classic breathing apparatus sound. I figured it was at least the base would light up. I definitely hoped that the lightsaber would light up, so both of those are true, but then the really cool thing is that also his chest plate device, those light up as well. So I thought they did a great job. I think it's got 3 different lights and sound kind of features, the 3 that I just showed you there. I'm very excited to see the Kylo Ren and see what sounds. I wonder if they'll do maybe his voice. We'll have to wait and see, though. But I've got that one pre-ordered, so it should be coming fairly soon, and I will do another video with some of those new releases as well, because I should be getting 10 or 12 within the next few weeks or so. Alright, I think that is about it for this episode. That was most of the stuff that was exclusives for Force Friday and have come out since then for The Mandalorian, a little bit of Jedi Fallen Order, and Episode 9. I also have taken care of almost all of the commons for Episode 9 and The Mandalorian. I believe Episode 9, I just found Rose on Amazon, I believe, on sale right now, so I think I ordered her. I'll have to check, and if I didn't, I'm just gonna grab her, because then I will be just down to the regular Sith Trooper, which I haven't actually found for sale anywhere yet. I know the first to market one came out at one of the cons, and it goes for like quite a bit, so I haven't grabbed either of those yet. But so we'll be back maybe in a couple weeks with some more merch, and then at some point I'm also going to do sort of like a room breakdown, because I've got all 340 Star Wars pops in this room here, along with lightsabers, figures of all sizes, literally from the smallest little figures up to this Stormtrooper back, First Order Stormtrooper back here that I actually hand painted to be like FN2187. That one talks and stuff too. It's pretty cool. It's motion activated when you turn it on too, which I wouldn't recommend if you're ever near it because it will not shut up. But anyway, yeah, so all kinds of things that I will go through and do like a whole room reveal type video if you're interested. So thank you again for watching. Please hit a like on the video. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, if you want to see more Star Wars and Hot Pepper content. And leave some comments down below of maybe things you want to see. If you see anything behind me or to the sides that you'd like me to pull out and kind of break down and talk about, you know, because there's a story behind pretty much everything I've got in this room. That's one of my favorite things about collecting. So again, thanks for watching. This has been Spice Wars, and we'll see you next time.